Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Isn't that interesting? That what we're seeing is possibly a transition of one of the biggest pay-per-view attractions in boxing, kind of handing that torch off to the next in line. And I'm talking about Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Tank Davis. Let me tell you something. People can dislike Canelo. You can say what you want about it. Feel that he was a cherry picker. Some people feel that he basically, emulated Floyd Mayweather's fighting style. Feel like he gets a lot of favors. You feel that he really had the PEDs in his system and the secret society gave him a pass. No matter what you think about Canelo, the fact remains, if somebody wants to make huge money, you get a fight with Canelo, you know you're going to get paid. And this comes back to the importance of having a huge profile to where you can reassure yourself that the pay-per-view performance is going to be well. Now, when you look at this misfits of boxing thing, these guys out here selling all of these pay-per-views, it's not really boxing fans that's buying it. There's all of these different YouTube personalities have amassed huge followings, and their followings are going to support them. Now, Canelo has amassed that, by boxing fans. He's got a whole country behind him, and I think he has a lot of the Latin community behind him as well. But he has a lot of people who don't speak no Spanish, that are of all races, all religions, all economic, different status, right? Who support him because he gets in the ring and he gets in the ring to throw, and they like his fighting style. But if you take a look at what's going on right now, a lot of these fighters, they want to fight Tank Davis. Now, the thing with Tank and the thing with Canelo is if you fight them, yes, you're going to make a lot of money. But this is the uniqueness of it. A lot of these fighters who are saying they want to fight Tank or want to fight Canelo, deep down, I don't think they believe they can beat him. I'm being honest with you. I think deep down they just want to get the payday. And I truly believe that. Shakur Stevenson's talking about possibly fighting Devin Haney at some point. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Devin Haney, he would entertain coming down to fight Tank at 135. He says 140. But this is my question to you. Tank doesn't care about your belts. Tank knows that he's the A side. He's the man that generates the money. He's the payday. If Tank is comfortable at 135, why would he come to wait to make you comfortable when you're the one who want to fight him? So right there, you're at a disadvantage because you're begging this man for a fight. Just like Deontay Wilder begging AJ for a fight. They're going to sit there and say, oh, okay, you want to fight me? Now, if Tank is more comfortable at 140, maybe he makes it at 140. But if he's more comfortable at 135, he makes it at 135. Because at 140, people talking about, well, he fought Barrios. Remember, there was a rehydration clause in there for Barrios. So Devin Haney, who's walking around here at 236 pounds, Devin Haney just can't expect to come in there weighing at 140 and then balloon up to 170 something pounds or whatever the hell he's gonna balloon up to when he rehydrates before he gets in the ring. Tank's not stupid. Mayweather's not dumb. No way in the world they're gonna allow Tank to be at a disadvantage when he's the A side. Okay, so simple. But when you hear Rolly talking about fighting Tank, you hear even Terrence Crawford mention the possibility of fighting Tank, but Tank would have to come up to 147. When you hear Ryan Garcia talking about running it back, and you even hear some of these other fighters talking about fighting Tank Davis. Let me tell you something. They say Tank Davis has light heavyweight to heavyweight power. It doesn't mean if Tank moves up to 147, 154, he's going to be effective. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Excuse me, I got a cold, right? Adrian Broner. Word on the street is Adrian Broner can crack. But I'm going to point something out to you. Adrian Broner started off 130, 135, 140. His power showed up in those weight divisions. But at some point, it peaked, it plateaued. At 147, he just wasn't able to hurt those fighters like he was able to do at those lighter weights. So when we talk about Tank Davis, 130, 135, 140, go to 147. That's your fourth weight division. Could find himself in a situation like Broner. Plus, Tank is shorter than Broner. Broner's like 5'6.5". Tank's 5'4". Something crazy. 5'5". He has a pretty long reach. But we can't take it to the stupid and think that, that Tank is going to be able to just keep bubbling up weight division like Pacquiao. That's not how this works. I'm not saying it can't happen. I mean, with the right fight, I guess it could, but I wouldn't put my money on it. But one thing I'll tell you is, for Tank to do those kind of things, he's already generating. I mean, Tank's out here making, even before Ryan, Tank was making, $15, $20 million a fight. Something people don't know. LB doesn't say much, but he went on record and said Tank was already making that kind of money. And he made a bunch of money fighting Ryan Garcia. So anyone Tank fights, he's just got the it factor, man. People want to see him fight. So anyone he fights, pay-per-view should do decent. The live gate should do well. Ticket sales, everything should just be on point. But it's interesting to me because I want to see how Tank does in his next fight. It's gonna be pay-per-view. But if it doesn't perform like it, or do like 500,000-600,000, that tells me that Ryan Garcia had a whole lot to do with those pay-per-view numbers. And everyone's giving Tank credit for that, but I think Ryan deserves a lot more credit than what he's received. But bottom line right now is Tank is the man. If you fight him, pay-per-view numbers are going to be decent, and you should get paid the most money that you've ever made for any fight in your boxing career. But we just have to wait and see how things go, man. But these fighters who want to fight these two, I'm not really sure a lot of them truly believe deep down they can beat them. I think Benavidez, I think he believes he can beat Canelo. I think Andre believes he can beat Canelo. I do not believe Jermell Charlo thought he could beat Canelo. Now that I've sit here and digested everything, and let me tell you something, it took a while to digest it. That was a tough one. But now that I think about it, he said something about he was a little nervous. Like, hey, look, the big stage is here. The biggest fighter in boxing, you get to fight him. And then he became uncomfortable, he became nervous. And I think some self-doubt set in. And when he got in the ring and Canelo binged him, he said, oh, hell no. I see why this man is the star he is. Why how he's out here tranquilizing people. He didn't want anything to do with Canelo binging him. And that's kind of what happens with people who get a ring with Gervonta Davis. Once they get binged, they don't like it. The fight changes. As soon as they get touched, the fight changes. But their lives also change too because they make the most money they've ever made. So more to come on these two, Canelo and Gervonta. Gervonta looks to be getting back in the ring next year. If you haven't heard strong rumors about him fighting Isaac Pitbull Cruz again, I think that's a waste of time. But when you look at the Mexican fans, Tank's fans, the momentum that Pitbull Cruz has going as far as his career ever since the Tank defeat, this is gonna stir up a lot of interest, and maybe not from fans like myself who I'm gonna watch it because I love boxing, But I just think Tank tranquilizes him. I just think Tank beats him easily. I just think it's one of those fights where it's like, you know, I'd rather watch something else, to be honest. If there's another boxing match on that's interesting, I'd rather watch that. And I'm just being honest with you. You know, to me, let's just say Tank and Pitbull Cruz was on the same day as Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. I'd rather watch Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. That fight's more interesting to me than Tank and Pitbull Cruz. I'm just being real with you. That's my opinion. But nonetheless, we'll see what's next for Tank. We'll see what he does. But fighters want to get in there with him. That's because, you know, it's just like guys chasing after Canelo. It's the payday. But one thing about Tank, he doesn't care about belts. He cares about money. And I'm glad that he's finally accepted what Mayweather and Ellaby were trying to drill into him. It's like, forget these sanctioning bodies. You're a draw. You're a superstar. Anyone you fight, you're going to make huge money. So have fun with your career. If you want legacy, well, let's discuss it. Let's be strategic with how we approach it. But you don't chase no one. Let them chase you. Because you're the guy who's going to deliver the biggest payday of their career. Just like Canelo. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. 7 continents in the breeze.